All right, we live. It's B3Picks TV. I'm with my brother Marky Dan starting off the show. Salute and good morning. Well, good afternoon, Marky.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, B3? Salute to you. Everybody coming in, smash the like button, subscribe to my brother. He's on the road to 100. I think you're less than 30 away from 100 subscribers, so please support my brother B3. Great boxing talk.
100%. I appreciate that, Marky. Yeah, definitely make sure y'all smash the like button for us. Make sure you follow the channel. Salute to my brother Justin James already in the building. All right, so I got to get it started like this, Marky. It's Claressa Shields. How my audio coming through first and foremost?
You're crispy.
Yeah, okay. Clarissa the Glow Shield. She's fighting today versus Lani Daniels. What's your expectations for this fight?
I don't know who the hell that other broad is. I expect Claressa Shields to go in there and put hands and feet on her. I expect it to be a vicious. Not is this a heavyweight?
Yes, it's a heavyweight. Yep.
Okay, yeah, because I saw Clarissa had her yams out and she was looking particularly heavy and fit and thick this time. So, yeah, she coming in to put this girl to bed, B3. I don't think it's even a chance that this girl could even land a punch on Clarissa Shields. It's going to be something nasty.
Now let me ask you this: saying that you don't think she's gonna land a punch. How many rounds you think this fight goes?
Sh- it might be, I don't know. I could see it. I mean, she knocked the other girl out, what, in 4 rounds?
She knocked 2 rounds. The Jonisa
How,
Page.
yeah, how you think this girl she fighting stack up against that other girl?
Uh, I think she's a little bit better technically. She's higher pedigree, but I
I
think yeah, just a
I
little
two.
bit.
Well, the other girl went 2 rounds. I get this one 4 rounds. How about that?
Hey, that'll work for me, Marky. Salute to our brother D Free in the building. Shout out to the Sports Talk
Yo,
Network. Now, gotta ask you this, Free. What are you expecting from Clarissa Shields versus Lani Daniels fight tonight?
really? Oh,
Free might be arresting somebody. Everybody, let's give him a second.
yeah. We
Um,
abusing their rights. Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
now,
I'm
okay,
here.
so okay, salute, Free. What's good, family? Salute to you. Appreciate you for coming on. Now, let me ask you this,
Yeah.
Free.
Honorable free. Salute.
Now, what's your take on the Clarissa Lonnie Daniels fight? And what you expecting out of this fight?
I can't hear free. Y'all on mute, Fury.
Free fell off. Free. Like I said, you never know. Free is in the mecca of the country,
Yeah. He
DC,
probably in
Chocolate
Hollywood.
City.
You know how that
Uh,
is.
you, you never know. He might be having a tackle crime. You know what I'm saying? Free's a very important man.
Yeah.
And he's definitely protecting his servant. Salute to Free.
Salute to Detective Free. For real. Go ahead.
Now outside. Okay, Free's back. Free, how your audio?
Officer Frilio. Still can't hear you. All right. Just move on. When he comes in, he'll come in.
Yeah, you can come in whenever. Free. Just cut us off. So let me say this right. I'm super excited. Oh, there go Free. I had to bring Free on another side. Hold on, let me see.
There we go. There
All
we
right, there
go.
we go.
Officer Frilio.
What's good? What's good?
Salute, fam. Free. I gotta ask you this. I gotta get your opinion right off the bat. Clarissa Shields. She's fighting Lonnie Daniels today. What you expecting out of this fight?
I expect more of what we usually get from Carissa. It's gonna be one or two things. She's gonna display her power at a heavyweight. And
Yeah.
we might see a stronger Carissa Shields now that she's at heavyweight. We saw her display the power in her first fight at heavyweight. So this might be a better way for her. Or if the power just was effective against the last opponent, we're going to see her clearly outbox this opponent.
Now, 100%. And she definitely, I think she showed power with a bigger girl than Danielle Perkins. Lonnie Daniels came in at 170, and Clarissa came in at 174. I think we all can see that Clarissa's a lot bigger than Lonnie Daniels. Um, Let me ask you this, Marky. Do you think it's Clarissa's power is how do I put it? I've heard Clarissa be referred to as a pillow fist this week, in from others. Do you guys feel like Clarissa's pillow fisted, or do you think she's cracking?
I mean, I think at heavyweight, I think that's what she's supposed to be. I think she's a naturally big girl, and I think her power carries up there. And we saw that in the last fight. I mean, now I can't say whether she pillow fisted or not, but you know, they don't fight 3 minute rounds over there. So you can't say that just because well maybe she's not dropping people or it's not having the effect that might present that might be present for us to see. That don't mean she's not hitting. Like if it was 3 minute rounds and she was able to fight for 12 rounds and Clarissa Shields is a very accurate puncher and she's just consistently beating these girls down, I think she could get a lot of them out of there. Like maybe with corner stoppages or whatever other method that could be available to her. But absolutely I think heavyweight is her weight and I think she's cracking up there. But you know, I can't also deny that at 154, I saw that Sarah Marshall fight. Sarah Marshall, or what's it? Savannah Marshall, excuse me.
Yep,
Savannah
Savannah.
Marshall was walking through everything. Clarissa Shields was throwing at her. So, so I don't know. That's those other people that fought her's opinion. I can't, you know, discredit them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree to some of what Marky said. I seen Carissa hurt a few women in the ring. It just like he said, it's 2 minute rounds, so she didn't have a chance to finish them off because it would come closer to the end of the round. So I think if she did fight 3 minute rounds, she would have a lot more knockouts because I mean Carissa got power. It's not she's not pillow fisted. It's just they don't get a chance to finish people off because there's only 2 minutes round. Once somebody gets cracked, usually the round is about to be over. I mean, we've seen that with Amanda Serrano. We all know Amanda Serrano could crack, and she had Katie Taylor hurt multiple times in the first two fights. She just couldn't finish them off because the round was ending. So I don't think that she pillow fisted at all. I just think it's just the effect of only being able to fight 2 minute rounds.
Yeah, 100%. Now, let me ask y'all this: do you guys, when y'all watch women's boxing and y'all see the different glove sizes, do you think that that may be an attest to a lack of knockouts as well? Because like when y'all watch O'Shea Jones fight, I don't know, sometimes her gloves just feel like they're so big. Do you feel like you know how they talk about women's basketball maybe lowering the rim to kind of make it more appealing, maybe more dunks, more exciting for fans? Is that something that y'all would look into? Maybe like a smaller
Um,
glove size for women's boxing, or we can't adjust that in boxing.
nah, I don't think we should. From what I know, the women they wear 8 ounce gloves, right?
No,
They wear 10 ounces.
I think it's like 10 or 12.
I think it's anywhere from 8 to 10, what somewhere in there. I don't think you should lower the glove size to 6 or 4 ounces because at that point you're fighting MMA. You understand what I'm saying? So no, like yeah, keep it right where it's at. I think they should increase the round time. That's what if you want to see more knockouts, that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do something to make it equal to the men, do that.
Yeah, I mean, if they're wearing naturally bigger gloves than the men and they're fighting the same weight classes that a men, like if they're fighting at heavyweight and men wear 10 ounce gloves at heavyweight, and or I think it's 10 ounce, yeah, 10 ounce gloves at heavyweight, and they're fighting in 12 ounce gloves. No, I think it should be equivalent to what the men are doing. Um, Also, I think they should fight 3 minute rounds. I mean, in the WNBA, the only difference between the men and the women is they got a slightly smaller ball. but they play the same amount of time that the men play. They have the same amount of timeouts. The rim is the same size, so I think it should be equivalent to what the men is doing, because even though you said, oh, but it could be more damage, you got to remember this is not women versus men. This is women versus women. So whatever damage you was doing in 2 minutes, you can still do the same amount of damage in 3 minutes. It's just you will have more time to space out your punches. We seeing these women go out and throw so many punches because they only got 2 minutes in order to display their talent. So if they had 3 minutes, it wouldn't be the speed of the rounds that we see. We'll see them space out their punches and they have a little more patience to land proper shots. So I don't think it'll be more damage. I just think it just they want to look at it because it's females. They shouldn't be able to do what the men are doing.
100%, and I know it was the big concern for the women. They were saying the pay equity, and if they was going to increase the amount of the time on the rounds, they definitely wanted to increase the amount of pay for that. So that's definitely a good discussion in the sport of boxing. Let me ask y'all this now. We do have another card, the Madison Square Theater. We're gonna have Xander Zayas fighting for his first world title at 154 junior welterweight, the WBO title that Sebastian Fondor vacated or essentially relinquished because he didn't make the, he didn't address the mandatory in Xander, and he decided to fight Tim Tszyu. Of course, Tim Tszyu had his contractual agreement to get that rematch, so Fondor hands was tied. Now, let me ask y'all this: with the Xander fight, he's fighting a tough guy, Jorge Perez. Do y'all feel like, I'm gonna start with Free? What are you looking at from Xander in this fight? Do you think he's gonna pull this one out, or is Perez gonna give him a tough night?
No, I think Xander going to get a unanimous decision. Perez is a tough individual, but I don't think he's any tougher than anybody that Xander has faced as of recently. I think the guy is a tough individual, but he ain't been in there with no real killers to say that he's one of the top guys and Xander got to watch out for him. He's been in there with similar talent to Xander Zayas. So I think Xander Zayas is more talented than this guy, and Xander Zayas is younger. When you have youth on your side, you can do a little bit more than what an older fighter can do. And I ain't saying that Perez is real old, but he's older than Xander Zayas. So Xander Zayas has the youth, and I believe Xander Zayas is bigger as well. So I think Xander Zayas is gonna be a nice test for Xander Zayas for his championship level fight. But I think Xander Zayas is the better opponent. I mean, the better fighter, and I think he'll win this fight unanimously.
Mark, you with us? What's your take on the Xander's fight? What you
Oh
expecting?
yeah. No, I don't. I haven't seen much of Jorge, but I see he has a lot of knockouts on his record. He got 33 wins, 26 knockouts, 4 losses. He's coming off that Charles Conwell win. I'm not going to pretend like I really watched much of Conwell, but from what everybody around me has been telling me, Conwell was supposed to be a mega talent, and so he gets credit for that win. But I have seen Xander more. I know that Xander has very quick hands. I know he's an excellent combination puncher. He has very athletic feet. Uh, I just think not only the fact that this is on Top Rank, I think unless Xander gets knocked out, I don't see him losing this fight like at all.
Yeah, I think Xander is coming into his own. He's still a young guy. What's Xander, 22?
Yeah, he's 22. He just turned 22.
And I haven't really seen any high end power free and Marky. I think
Me either.
I think he's definitely a tough fight. I watched his last fight, right? He was fighting Slawa Spooner. And Slawa Spooner did kind of wobble him a little bit, but he didn't hurt him. Now I don't know if that's just Slava. I just didn't like the fact that Xander got hit with that shot. So it is gonna be interesting because, like you're saying, this is his first world title fight. Do y'all feel like? Let me ask y'all this: do y'all feel like this is gonna be his toughest opponent to date? Um, and Jorge Perez? Let's start with you, Marky.
Uh, well, yeah, I think so. I mean, what? Who else was like? Who would you say outside of Perez
He fought.
is
He,
good?
well, I was gonna say Xander fought Patrick Teixeira, former champion. He also
Patrick Teixeira, a walking puncher bag. He's been a walking puncher bag for like 5 years. B3. But go ahead.
okay,
I give you that. Like he
respectfully.
got a record. He got a record. I hear what you're saying. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. We just kind of seeing his level of opposition. So that was a former champion that he fought. He fought Slawa Spooner. That went. He stopped him in
What
9. He went. He
kind of
went.
name is that?
Let me see what Slava is from. Slava Spooner. He's from Germany. He's from Heilbronn, Baden, Württemberg, Germany. He's 32. You
Wouldn't
know, he's trained by Roy Jones Jr. So that was interesting to see Xander go up against Roy Jones. And of course, Slava fought a good fight. Damian Sosa he went 10 rounds with Damian Sosa, and then he got the Patrick Teixeira
Would you
fight.
say any of those people, at least at this point, are better than Charles Conwell?
No, I wouldn't put them. No, I wouldn't say that. I mean,
So
but then
then I
again,
think
Charles.
that can
But hold on, but let me say this. But then
mhm.
again, Charles Conwell. Um, styles make fights, right? So all I'm gonna say
True,
is this:
true.
Charles Conwell, when I watched that fight against Jorge, he was trying to stop Jorge. He kept pushing the action forward. He kept smothering his work. I think Xander is just going to box. Xander he's got top rank on his side. Come on now. So all Xander has to do is really stick to his game plan.
But
You know,
Xander blood.
outland him, and he don't
Mhm.
have, but he don't have to. What I'm saying is, it's not going. He's not going to be pressed like, I don't know. If Free speak to this, I know Free was
But
getting on
Xander
Conwell
blood
about
could
that
get
fight.
hot. He got that Puerto Rican Taino blood in him.
See, then when he gets hit,
B3.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: Would you lean a distance fight, or would you think you still lean a distance, or you think somebody gonna get stopped?
I think Xander is going to win, so I would say distance.
Distance, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think he's gonna stay clean. What you think, Free? Because like you saying, Charles Conwell, he looked horrible in that fight. We was actually watching that fight live, if I'm not mistaken. And then
Hmm.
it's just that he didn't change his game plan. He looked one
I
dimensional in
mean,
that fight.
I wasn't real big on Charles Conwell. I seen him fight, I think like 2 times prior to that fight with Perez, and I wasn't sold on Charles Conwell. Everybody was hyping him up, and I didn't see anything special from him.
Right.
But so I don't look at Charles Conwell and say, oh, Perez got past Charles Conwell. That was a monster. No, I don't look at Charles Conwell like everybody else did. I don't know what they saw in Charles Conwell, but I didn't see him that way. I saw him as an average fighter who likes to pressure you. But with Xander Zayas, we got to remember Xander Zayas is only 22 years old. He still hasn't came into his man strength yet.
Right.
So with a guy that's 22 years old, he's not going in there to knock you out. He's going in there to outbox you. If the knockout come, he will
Right.
jump on it. But he's not. Xander Zayas don't press the action to knock you out. He pressed the action because he has a lot more energy than majority of his fighters. So
Yeah.
it's a different style of fighting. He's not a pressure fighter. He's a boxer who just has a lot of energy. So I don't see Xander Zayas pressing for a knockout. I see Xander Zayas going in there putting on a show for the New York and Puerto Rican crowd.
Now let me say this. As for my picks for the week, I did pick Xander by money line. And reason being is because if y'all watch that Conwell fight Jorge Perez, I watched a couple Jorge Perez fights. I thought Conwell was gonna stop Jorge Perez. Jorge Perez takes a lot of punches. He is there in the pocket to be hit. And I think Xander, he likes to throw that left to the body. So I definitely stayed away from decision or stoppage. And I know Perez is super durable. But because of the fact that I think he's going to be open to be hit, especially with that left hook to the body, it's I think this is going I think Xander's going to have a great performance. I think he has an opponent that's going to be pretty much right there with him in the pocket with him. Somebody that's going to be there to be hit. I feel like if he Jorge Perez has a very high knockout ratio though. Let me look at it real quick. I think it's
But I mean, I can see it being a stoppage, like
78%
either
knockout ratio.
Perez getting beat up and a doctor stop it, or his corner
Mhm.
throws the towel in because, like you said, he is going to stand in the pocket and he doesn't have great head movement and he doesn't have footwork. So I can see him getting beat up badly and they stopping the fight, but I don't think that Xander Zayas is just going to go in there and knock him out. But I could see a stoppage coming.
100%. And it was the same thing with the Slava Spuma fight. I don't know if you noticed. I don't think he was hurting Slava, but that was like round 9, and the doc they just went ahead and waited off. The doctor stopped it, but he got the stoppage. I think Xander's he's a boxer puncher. And I'm gonna say this. Hopefully he gets the win tonight. I think that'll be good for the sport of
And
boxing. Yeah.
to go back to what you just said, Perez fight a similar style to that dude. They fight a similar style. They're going to stand right there and throw big shots to try to land a knockout punch. But Xander Zayas, because he jumps in and jumps out, or I ain't gonna say jump in, he moves in and he moves out. He throws his combination, then he backs out, and then he'll throw another set of combination and backs out, and then he'll pivot to the right or pivot to the left. So with a guy that doesn't have good footwork, I could see the same thing happen that happened in that fight.
100%. Now I gotta pivot to Shoe York. Shoot Bruce Carrington. He's back. He's gonna be actually fighting for an interim title, the WBC interim. So I believe whoever wins this fight, I'm leaning Shushu, of course. That he'll get elevated more than likely once that if Cool Boy or Scooter decides not to defend his 126 WBC title. Let me ask you this, Free. Were you able to watch any of Mateus? I think it's Hatia. That Bruce is fighting.
Yeah, I've seen him fight a couple of times. It's nothing major from him. He fights a lot of low level opponents, so he got a lot of knockouts, but they were against a bunch of low level opponents. And so he's another guy that's similar to Perez. He throws a lot of big shots, and he's going to be standing right there in front of Shushu to be able to get hit. I think Shushu's going to stop him. I think Shushu's going to stop this dude. I saw the little face off they had at the weigh-in, and he looks like he's going to come at Shushu, which means Shushu's going to be able to land some nice combinations and like some nice body work. I think it's going to be a late round stoppage though.
Yeah, I don't. This is one fight I could see being upset of the weekend. Um, I've actually been watching a lot of Marius, and I just watched 3 of his fights, and I do agree with Free. The guys he's fighting, they're a bunch of goat herders from Nambia, but still, from what I'm seeing, he's a very good boxer. He's always on his toes. He's always in a position to step back or to step in. He has a very crisp jab. He shows very accurate punches. Like he looks like a problem to me, but again, that's against a bunch of goat herders from Nambia. Um, but at the same time, I
And
mean, Shushu been
just
fighting a
and
bunch of goat
hold on,
herders from
Marky, hold
Nam.
on, Marky, hold on, Marky.
What?
Just so we're clear, just so YouTube is clear, my brother Marky is saying goat herders. Guys that herd goats.
What did I say? What did it sound like I say?
It sounds like
Nah,
you
it
saying
sounded like
herd
say go.
goats.
Yeah, it sounded
Well,
like he
cause
said go herders.
yeah, cause it's a joke. Was that
Nah,
is
nah,
that is that on Coming to America joke? Free, is that from Coming to America?
Yeah,
nah. Them people over in Nambia are goat herders in the bush.
Right. Okay. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, keep going. Mark.
But nah. That's all I was saying. From what I'm seeing, he's looks like a very skilled boxer. It looks like he's a very accurate puncher and has a lot of power. But like I just said, it's been against a bunch of goat herders. Um, but at the same time, I mean, you could say Shushu been fighting nothing but New York taxi drivers and immigrants they brought from Haiti and also Nambia.
Let me throw this at you really quick because you said that, but Suleiman Sagawa is he trains out of the Headbangers gym. He's a tough competitor. Did you see the Suleiman Sagawa fight that people
Yeah,
think
that's the
Shusha
fight I
almost
told
lost?
you. Yeah, my bad for cutting you off. I said that's the fight I told you that I thought he either lost or it could have been a draw at worst for Sagawa.
Yeah, yeah. And Sagawa was just coming off a big win on the West Coast of being Roman
Yeah,
Villa.
against
Ruben.
yeah.
So I think it's gonna be exciting this weekend for Shushu. I'm thinking this dude is gonna be right there to be hit. I'm not sure how many punches he's gonna take from Shushu. So I took Shushu I got the 1 through 6 at -190. Now it's -250. So people have been betting it up. I think the size difference, Shushu kind of looking down on the guy. I think people that led people to be like,
Man,
hey, they got Shushu destroying this kid.
B3. Mattias is plus 1400. I mean, ain't
Mm.
nothing wrong with putting $1 or $5 on that.
That's money that you're throwing down the drain, fam. That's that. Respectfully,
Hey,
um, because well, this is the thing. I could take some credence in these guys that have been built up the right way, right? So let's say if Lonnie Daniels had to fought like a Christina Hammer or a Franchon Cruz, or this Matias dude, maybe he fought a Ruben Villa Sagawa to kind of get to a shoo. They didn't even do that. So I know that these are just opponents that the matchmaker Salida Promotions and Top Rank are putting their top fighter in to get a win. They're not expecting they're expecting them to have great performances. Let's be clear.
damn, man.
Salute to
Shushu looked
Miss
like he
Diggs
came out of a
Hawkins.
concentration camp.
Appreciate you, Auntie. Salute to the family that's in the building, Mr. Diggs Hawkins. Say that again, Marky.
No, I said Shushu looked like he came out of a concentration camp. He looked like he been in Gaza. This man looked like he hasn't eaten in months.
Hey,
Shoot.
he ain't gonna look like that tonight. I can tell you that much.
Right.
Hey, I sure hope so.
Right. He definitely will be because you gotta think about it. I'm sure they got at least 36 hours to recover. At least 36 to replenish. So I think Shu should be
But how,
fine.
but you think he gonna? I want him. If I don't think he's gonna be at 126 too much longer. I think
Right.
after he gets elevated for the title, um I don't know. They might put him in a fight with Rafael Espinoza. I would hope so. But if not,
Unification.
I want to see that Ray Ford fight at 130
Well, let
or
me let me
Shaky
tell you let
Foster.
me tell you why they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because they're putting two of that. They're not going to knock one of their fighters down a peg. Like I could see if it was the only fight that made sense, like a Valdez challenging Navarrete, things like that. Because Navarrete was already built up. I mean, Valdez was already built up as a champion. But this being Shushu's first title, if they throw him in there with Espinosa and Espinosa ruins him, then you messing up your product. You can't move Shushu the way you want to. So I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think I want to see Espinosa at 130. Moving through divisions. He has the height and the reach. I want to see him challenge himself. I don't want to see him.
I know who better stay away from Espinoza if he want to continue winning, and that's Monster anyway. He better not get in there with no
You
Espinoza.
want that
Mm,
100? You want that 100 on that?
They
You want the
ain't
100
gonna
on
never
that?
they ain't
You
gonna
want the
never
100
fight.
on that?
But if they fight, we could put 100 on it. But they
who
ain't
you
gonna
go?
Huh?
never
Hold
fight.
on. Let's lock it in. Who you like in that fight, Marky?
Who you
You know
think I
he
like
like
in that
you
fight?
know he
Monster
like
anyway
Monster.
gonna stop him to the body.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
That is not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
okay,
Bro.
okay. When that hundred
They
It's
dollars
gonna
hit
be
my
like
Zelle,
it's gonna be
that's
like
okay.
Fundora effect. He gonna overwhelm him, bro.
no,
He's not.
it ain't gonna
He
never
gonna go
happen.
to
But
sleep.
if they make that fight, I got Espinoza.
Bro, that's a now are they discussing, have you heard any talks on the Espinoza in a way, or that's maybe a couple years
No,
down the line?
the
No,
fight
I'm
that
just
is
saying it
being
because
prepared is
Okay.
Junto Nakatani versus Inoue for spring next year at the Tokyo Superdome.
spring of next
Okay.
year, this man anyway is trying his damnedest to stay away from 126. He ain't trying to fight nobody at
I
126.
see. Because they was talking for a year now. He was supposed to fight Nick Ball. Shushu was trying to get in
He
line
never
for
said
Inoue.
that.
No, with salute to our brother Tim Layton in the building. Appreciate you, Brody. No, what we saying is that they were promoting that in a way was gonna get a Nick Ball fight. They were trying to push him to get that. Now look, Sam Goodwin, a person that was supposed to fight in a way, is fighting Nick Ball. They're still trying to position Nick Ball for in a way fight.
That's what y'all were talking about, and that's what y'all were pushing and promoting. Over in Japan, the mega fight is Junto Nakatani versus Inoue.
Yeah, of
They're not
course. Of course.
concerned
No,
about what
no,
y'all are
hold on,
talking about in
Marky.
the West.
You
That's his
you
own.
missed
That's his own market.
what weight class is Nakatami? What weight class is Nakatami at?
118.
118.
My point exactly. This man is scared of 126.
Great point. He
Hey,
trying to pull Nakatani up.
hey, after he beat him dead, he could go
And
to
we
But
126.
but but
Ain't no problem.
hold on. You see how Maki's so happy about Nakatami and Monster anyway, even though Nakatami is at 118 and
I've been
anyway
calling
is
for
at
this fight for a year,
no,
boy.
but listen what I'm saying. You see how happy Maki is for Nakatami and anyway is at 122. Nakatami is at 118. But when it was tanking Lamar Roach, oh, he's pulling the smaller man up. This man ain't and he was a
double
champion.
standards. Double
Because
standards.
Lamont Roach ain't nobody that I view that could beat Tank Davis. I could very really
I,
see
Now
I
what you think?
Nakatani
Now
putting
what you think?
Monster in a way to
Hey,
sleep.
look, Free. Now what
That's
you
why I
think?
want to see that fight.
Now you think Tank lost, or you think he gonna lose again? Don't you, Marky?
Oh yeah, now I want to see that Lamont Roach rematch so I can see Grease Boy get beat up. I ain't
Oh,
gonna
here we
lie,
go.
absolutely.
Here we go. You know the brother just got his hair done. Now listen. All right, now listen. All right, so we got Junto and Inoue, right, in 2026. Who you got in that fight?
I got Monster anyway. I'm always gonna be rocking with my boy to the end.
Man, I got Monster anyway because Jinso take too many punches to the face.
Yeah,
Monster is clearly the better defensive fighter. He
yeah.
clearly got the better footwork. He clearly got the better combination, and he's a much bigger puncher. Jinso, he
He's
just
overwhelming.
he's a accumulation of punches, and he overwhelms his opponent. But he
Yeah.
takes too many punches to the face. He reminds me of a Japanese not Matias. That's what he reminds me of. He takes too many punches to the face. He has no
Yeah.
defense at
I
all.
I don't see that. I think he's a very skilled boxer and a very good counter puncher. Knows how to fight long. And I think that could give Inui a lot of problems when it comes to trying to penetrate his guard and trying to get on the inside to land his shots. Now I do think eventually Monster Inoue will figure it out. I do think he's the higher IQ fighter. So eventually it's gonna always go how it goes where he eventually he finds the patterns, he finds the flaws, and he starts breaking you down. But Junto Nakatani is a serious young talent. And not only that, Monster, just to string up performances, Luis Neri dropped him. What last year, 2024, beginning of the year. Then this year against Cardenas, he gets dropped. There's a real possibility that Monster in a way is starting to go downhill. So this fighter right here, I could really see, along with also what I said about his style, I could see this being a loss for Inui, which is why I want to see it. I want to see this man overcome this challenge right here.
I'm 100% in agreement. I definitely want to see that fight in a way versus Nakatani. I think that's a great fight for the sport of boxing, especially for the smaller weight classes. Now, back to this weekend, we have a fun fight that I haven't heard too many people break down. They kind of want to stay away from this fight for whatever reason. And this is a hardcore fight for all my people that's tuning in. Quentin Randall versus Rohan Polanco, 147 pounders. We've seen Quentin Randall in fights with Jamson Boca Chica. We've seen him against Brian Norman Jr. We've seen Rohan Polanco recently in a great run of form. He was getting a lot of stoppages, but then he just went 10 rounds with Fabian Maidana, who went the distance with Mario Barrios. So good test for Rohan Polanco. Let me ask y'all. I want to start with free of you there. What's your take on Rohan Polanco as a fighter, and what you expecting out of this fight with him and Quinn Randall?
I think Rohan is a good fighter. I think he has to tighten up on his defense a little
Yeah,
bit. He drops his right he drops his right hand when he throwing a left hook.
yeah.
Um, and he tends to drop his knee hand when he gets complacent. But other than that, I think he's a good fighter. I think he's going to stop Quentin Randall. I'm not real high on Randall. I think Randall is more of a he's not a he's not a gatekeeper, but he is somebody that you test your fighters in there with when you want to see if they're ready for the next level. He's not a gatekeeper because he's never been at the top level, but he's one of the. I guess you could call him a journeyman. So I think Polanco will stop him late, probably between 8 and 10. But I think Polanco is the better fighter between the two, without a doubt.
Yeah, Mark, you with us? What's your take
Yes,
on?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's your take on Rohan in the fight?
I don't I can't really think of Rohan. I feel like I watched him fight, but I can't really remember it, so I can't really have an opinion on him.
I got you. He's a light skinned Dominican kid. He's training out with Hector Bermudez. They're in Massachusetts, so shout out to them.
Oh yeah, I seen this kid. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
He looked
He's a
like what's the name of that the dude from The Wire? Booby,
yeah.
or what was his name?
I forgot what I know he's talking about. Free by knows that I forgot, but I
Yeah,
know.
Free probably know. He just don't want to tell us, but that's okay. Yeah, Booby. Yeah, I think it was Booby Miles or something like that. But yeah,
Come
salute to
on,
him.
man. You know Booby Miles was the running back out of
Oh,
Texas. Come on.
I'm conflating movies. My bad.
um all right, let's get to it. So let me look and see who else is getting going today. If anybody else to talk about on this top rank card. Okay, let me throw this out here really quick at y'all. Oh, Emiliano Vargas, BVO's love child. He's fighting
Whoa.
Alexander Espinoza. Come on, this is outside of his immediate family. BVO's favorite person in the world is Emiliano Vargas. Now, with that being said, this is his opponent, Alexander Espinoza. This is the closest to a brother that Emiliano has fought thus far. So we just appreciate top ranked boxing and Emiliano for stepping up. Alexander Espinosa is 20 wins, 9 knockouts, 3 losses, 1 draw, been stopped twice, 34 years of age. He's Ecuadorian. So and let me see, is he coming off? He's coming off 2 wins. He got KO knocked out by uh Rogelio Jimenez. I think I've seen Rogelio. Let me see here. Okay. So let's look at it like this. Emiliano Vargas. Do y'all let me say this. No, let me look at the lines to see if there's any betting options on this fight. Cause I want to ask y'all's prediction on
The only
how
the only
many
betting
rounds.
option the only betting option in that fight is what round is Emiliano going to stop him in, because Emiliano Vargas probably plus like 3,200.
Right now, there's nothing. It's
He's
nothing for
minus.
you. Right. He's minus 5,000 and
Jesus.
Espinoza is plus
I
1,500
was
on the money
I
gun.
was off. I said minus 3,200. It's minus 5,000. God, dog. You got to bet 5,000 just to win $100.
That's crazy. Man,
It
listen,
ain't
top rank.
nothing
Y'all
bet
gotta
on
do
in that
better.
fight
Y'all
except for
gotta do better.
I mean and
what
that's what
round
I'm
he gonna
saying
knock him
about
out.
that's what I'm saying about Shushu and the Xander. I mean they and Jared Anderson. They've been
Nah,
on a
Shushu ain't
diet
never
of
been favored
bums.
like that. He ain't never been favored like that.
Not after 14 fights. Oh, let me see who Shushu been fighting lately. Let's look at his resume. Because I mean, I'm a though for those odds. Okay, well let's look at Shushu today. My bad. Let's look at Shushu today. Right
Ain't a bunch of
now,
bums.
for Mateus. And this is an undefeated fighter in Mateus, never been stopped.
Yeah,
I
he's
told her
undefeated,
that.
but originally, Shushu was supposed to fight Ray Vargas originally. That's who the
See
fight
that?
was
I
supposed
know
to
that
be.
would have been lit. That would have been fire. Bruce is minus 5,002 for this guy Heater, and that's on DraftKings.
Wow.
Let me see what FanDuel say. Let me see if FanDuel saying the same thing. Um,
You said Shushu Carrington is plus 5,000,
minus five
minus
thousand
five
money
thousand.
line. Yep, and minus 8,000 on FanDuel.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Mateus Heater. If you want him, you plus 1,600 on FanDuel. That's the
Well,
best odds.
I'm
I
putting a
mean,
friendly five on him.
this is the dude. I think this is his first fight in America. I don't think he ever fought in America before.
Oh yeah, it is. That's why. You're 100%
I
right.
think
Free.
he
This is
fought in
first
Britain
fight.
before.
Let me say this. Shout out to my brother being Boxing News in the building. We got. I'm gonna have to give you the full rundown. Being salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you coming on. Um, now I gotta ask you with the first fight, Claressa Shields versus Lani Daniels. What you expecting in this fight today?
Clarissa gonna stop her, brother. I can guarantee you, it's gonna be a stoppage in the early. I'll say by the fifth or sixth round. Clarissa gonna stop Lani Daniels. I can guarantee you that one.
Mm, Now that's definitely what the people want to see. Now, of course, I'm not sure if y'all seen this, but I did find a decent prop bet, and I usually, in my experience, I do like to do um the winning outcome, like let's say a stoppage victory, so the fighter will win in this round. But today, DraftKings had an option for a knockdown bet. So for Lonnie Daniels to get knocked down in the first 3 rounds, they have it at plus 2,800. This is not, they messed up the line, ladies and gentlemen. That's supposed to be the opposite. It's supposed to be for her to knock Clarissa down. Because right now, for Clarissa to get knocked down, they got it at plus 150, which we know that's not likely. That's unlikely. You should get more, way higher odds. So for Lonnie Daniels to get dropped in the first 6 rounds is plus 1,400. So I definitely put that pick in, and I definitely sent that to everybody. Hopefully, y'all we can at least cover it and get this money, because that will be. I mean, Lonnie Daniels, like I was saying earlier, being. If Lonnie Daniels had fought maybe a Christina Hammer, or if she would have built up to maybe like a franchise through somebody to build her up to Clarissa, I could understand her going, her who she was as a fighter. We would know, but the fact that she hasn't fought in about 9 months and she's going right in there with Clarissa, I think it's a cash grab. And I think Clarissa gonna stop her as well. Now, outside of that being, let me ask you this about Xander. Are you high on Xander Zayas, and what you expecting from him in his Jorge Perez fight?
Yeah, I'm big on Xander Zayas, man. I think Xander Zayas is gonna handle his business, man.
Mm.
I'm big on Xander Zayas. I'm a supporter of Xander Zayas.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think he should get a stoppage this weekend. And then, oh no, my apologies, not a stoppage, but a victory. I didn't bet the stoppage on Xander. Let me strike that. I took him money line. It's like minus 440, which is good odds. Now, outside of that, I gotta ask you about Shushu. Do you think Shushu is the goods at 126? What you expect from him today?
Dude, 100%. Shoe shoe is the goods, man. I'm 1,000% shoe shoe, man. I love shoe shoe, man. 1,000% shoe shoe. My guy.
Yeah, he got the energy, man. He got that Brownsville energy. And I definitely feel like he's gonna hurt this kid tonight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, bro. I don't
He
know what round where you gonna hurt this guy,
and I don't
man.
think it's gonna go too long, because this is what I wouldn't do. I would never allow another fighter to ruin my fighter. I don't think this guy has the capability to kind of get away from Shushu's punches. So if he doesn't stop him by with punches, I think his corner is not gonna allow him to go too long with Shushu. Because he's gonna
Yeah,
be there to be hit. I watched his tape. If he opens up, he can't run from Shushu. And if he opens up, we know it's gonna be done early. If he curls up and or if he not gonna go long with you. We can leave that there. Now,
Yeah, you already know.
I gotta ask you this one: are you interested in the Rohan Polanco Quentin Randall matchup? And how you think that's gonna play out?
I'm not familiar with that guy, to be honest with you.
Which one, Polanco?
Polanco.
Okay, so Polanco is the light skinned Dominican that they moving through top rank. He was at 140, and then they moved him up to 147. They're trying to position him for a Brian Norman fight, so they're putting him in with Quentin Randall. And we know Quentin Randall, the former Olympian.
Yes, I
He
do.
he just beat Boca Chica, which is a good win on anybody's resume. And then of course we know he had that fight with Brian Norman where uh Quentin Randall definitely said he was sick in that fight. Of course, he took that fight and stayed in that fight because he had to feed his family, so he needed that check. So they went 10 rounds. It was an ugly fight. Um, I'm expecting Quentin to put up a tough fight against Rohan,
Uh,
and I do think it's gonna go the distance. For sure. Somebody
you
was about
think
to jump in.
somebody? You
Go
think
ahead, bro.
somebody gonna go to bed in that fight?
Nah, nah, because Quentin Randall is a savvy. He's the one that hurt Earl Smith to the body before the Crawford fight. Quentin Randall was he knows himself well in the ring. He was a captain of the Olympic team. So I mean, so because he was a mature guy, and they probably, of course, he was a good fighter because he was on the Olympic team, but he has a pedigree. I think people are kind of underestimating a little bit. This fight is going to show them because Rohan just went 10 rounds with Fabian Maidana. So this fight is going to show them if he's worthy of a Brian Norman fight, worthy to be moved in contention for a title. Because if he can't get past Quentin Randall, um, they're not gonna put him up against Brian Norman. They're not gonna put him in no title shot. They're gonna keep him at that level.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. This gonna be a good weekend. I think Clarissa did sell out Detroit. So shout out to Little Caesars Arena this weekend again. So another great event for Clarissa. Shout out to her. Shout out to the GOAT. Now,
Who
Salida
else is on
Promotions.
her card? Who else is on her
I'm
card?
gonna read. And I was just about to say I'm gonna read it off right now. I know she put her fighter Samantha Worthington on on her card. Also Leon Lawson. The third is back. I know Devale Smith is fighting as well. So the Salida fighters that he usually Ronnie Hines is not on this one. But let me see. Cameron Pankey versus Dominique Griffin that made the betting lines. Um, Camille McLeod made the betting lines. I haven't even looked at some of these fights because they're like 2 round fighters. I mean, excuse me, 2-0 fighters, and they fighting 4 and 5 round fights. But Price Taylor, the heavyweight, is on this card tonight, so that'll be good. He's exciting. He's 8-0. I believe he has 6 KOs. Let me check. 8-0, 6 KOs. The young brother Price Taylor. He's fighting. Let me see who else is going to be fighting on this card. He's fighting Robert Sims. We seen Robert Sims versus Jeremiah Nakatia on the top rank,
Let me ask you real quick,
and Tony
B3.
Harrison.
Oh yeah, Tony Harrison. That's right. He is fighting.
hmm
Um, let me ask you this: do you think Top Rank make an announcement who they're going to go to, being though that this is their last fight on ESPN?
I would, bro. That would be great. That would be amazing. I hope they do. I just feel like they're still working out the kinks, so I don't think it's gonna be today because they still have to. I think it's still like a process, like a period. You know how, like, when you leave, there's like a 30-day grace period or something like that. I think they have like a 30-day window or something like that that they have to go through. So I don't think it's gonna be immediate, and that's why they haven't announced any like August dates or anything in September or anything moving on in the end of the year. So, and of course, they were supposed to do the car with Prime and PBC where they had Oshaki and Fulton, going at it. And then also they were gonna have, I forgot what other fights they were gonna have together. I think they were looking at maybe Janabek versus Carlos Adames and some other fights, but I don't think it's gonna be today free. I think it'll definitely be sometime, possibly it had to be the middle to the end of August. Yeah, that's how I think. Cause August they got August we got Kenny Sims. We got an MVP card on the 23rd. And let me see, we got some other cards. Um, let me see right here. I gotta ask y'all this while I got y'all in here with me, cause to pivot from this weekend's fights really quick, there's been a lot of talk about the Devin Haney versus Norman Jr. fight, right? Um, and I gotta ask you, I'm gonna start with you, being. Do you feel like Bill and Devin are showing nervous energy, requesting for the additional 2 weeks? They wanted the immediate test, or that's just all the business, or they was flexing a little A side. What was your take on the additional 2 weeks that kind of went on this past week? And of course, the Norman and B Norman, he did sign up for the testing, so they have started.
Nah, I don't think it's nervous energy, man. I think it's all in business, man. I think they learned a lesson when they came from the past their past situation with Garcia, man. I think they learned a lesson, and the way how B Norman been knocking people out, they wanted to make sure he's not, there's nothing extra going on over there. So, hey, man, they got to take all precautions. So I'm not knocking them for taking all precautions, man. Thank you. So that's just all in business, my brother. So I'm not gonna knock them for taking all precautionary, you know, levels. So they just doing what they got to do in business, my brother. They got to do everything, man. So they and guess what? B Norman got to just do everything they ask him to do and take the fight. He got to do everything. Whatever they say that they need him to do, tell him to do it. That's all.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you, B, and I'm in full agreement. Free, what's your thoughts on it? How you feel I mean, because we seen Norman Jr. He did come out and say that he has been tested. He is out of the country, so that's funny that he did get tested once already. So shout out to Norman. He's enjoying his vacation. He did a live the other day. But what's your take, Free? You thought it was a little nervous or just flexing a side?
I think he was trying to flex the A side because I mean, Norman had already had signed up for August 1st. The Turkey came out and said he's paying for 8 weeks of testing, which is what the VADA program does. They do 8 weeks out from the fight date. So when Norman said he was signing up on August 1st, that was for 16 weeks. So Devin wanted to try to act like he was. Well, not even want to say Devin, more so Bill wanted to try to act like they was doing something by saying, "No, we want you to sign up tomorrow. We want you to sign up tomorrow." Man, he already signing up for 16 weeks. What's the difference of signing up tomorrow and signing up August 1st? It wasn't no difference. They just wanted to try to flex and let him know, oh, we the A side in this situation. So if you want to fight, you won't have to do what we tell you to do. And Brian Norman is like, man, I already signed up, so you want it tomorrow, so be it. You gonna pay for it. I I don't care. You gonna pay for it. I'm not paying for it.
Nah, 100%. And we know see Bill and Devin, they definitely on the forefront of the testing now. I think that's something that they can push, kind of helps promote themselves and their brand. And ultimately, I think you're 100% right. I think Devin was definitely flexing a little A side. They were positioning themselves saying that Jose Ramirez, he agreed, to start immediately. They didn't believe that Norman Jr. should have 2 weeks to not have to worry about testing when Devin is pretty much getting tested 365. Now, outside of that, the concern is there a legitimate concern? If you're Brian Norman Jr., y'all's opinion, you're Brian Norman Jr., you've never had random VADA testing. And so they've already tested him once, right? And this is being paid for by Devin and Bill. So as we've seen, or if I've seen, and y'all correct me if y'all hear anything wrong, if I've seen in the sport, they have different packages or whatever, different how much they putting up for the testing, right? So that determines how many trips uh that are you gonna get. You're gonna pretty how many times you're gonna be tested, right? So if Bill and Devin is paying for it, I would be concerned, or would y'all be concerned? I'm asking y'all, because they may send them. Hey, I'm gonna send the people once, every couple of days. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna test you once a day. You know what I'm saying? We can pretty much, since we're paying for it. Do y'all think that's a slippery slope? Would y'all be concerned if y'all were a managing or in Brian Norman's camp?
No,
No, they're kind of
no.
expensive.
Yeah, no, I mean
Okay, fair enough.
they can only sign up for the length of testing. So if you're saying it's going to be 16 weeks or it's going to be 17 weeks, that's all that they could sign up for. They can't pick how many days they do it throughout the week.
Okay.
It's a random testing. So whenever body decide to come, they just know that they're going to come at randomly throughout those
100%, 100%. And Free broke up a little bit, but just for the audience, Free was saying that this is it's random testing. So what Bill and DHP they're doing is they're paying for the length of time of the testing. They're not paying for the specific like days or specific amounts of testing. So
right.
Free's right on point with that. Now, and like you said, being a Free, they said they wouldn't be concerned. Vada has been above board. We haven't heard any negative things about Vada outside of the last year or so with the Ryan and Devin fight. Now let me ask y'all this, since I just brought Ryan up. Ryan, well, he was on social media. I didn't listen to all of it because Ryan is Ryan, and he's responding to a lot of criticism online, which is rightfully earned. Are y'all excited, or y'all looking forward to Ryan versus Rolly rematch?
Yeah, I want to see it. I think it's gonna be the same
Me,
results. I don't think he could beat
Mhm.
Rolly personally.
uh,
I mean, he was
I
talking
mean,
all that crap,
me
talking about
personally,
that he
I
could,
don't.
saying that he could beat Rolly, saying that he's bigger than Rolly, he's saying that he's gonna do this and that to Rolly. I definitely want to see it. I want to see it.
Nah, 100%. I mean, he has to come back and fight. He's not going to fight. You see what I'm saying? So for all the people that don't care about Ryan or don't want to see Ryan, I was in that camp after he quit against Tank. I didn't want to see him. Um, but I mean, Golden Boy is still going to be a promotional company. They're still going to make money off Ryan. Free, what were you saying? You were saying, what do you think about the fight?
No, I don't care whatsoever. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't a fight that I was big on when they made the fight. So I don't care about the rematch. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. It's not a fight that I'm looking to see, but I do believe it's going to be the same result. I think Broly has just gotten better since the Tank Davis fight and the Pitbull Cruz fight. I mean, the Pitbull Cruz fight was his first fight under Ishmael's Silas. So now he got multiple fights under his belt. He's a little more comfortable what Ishmael want out of him in the ring, and he's a little more agile, or should I say, a little bit more mobile with throwing the combinations while he's moving instead of just loading up on big shots. He's showing variations of punches. He's just not loading up on big shots.
100%. 100%. Now let me pivot really quick because I definitely did a pound for pound show earlier this week. We had a lot of movement going on. Shakur Stevenson's great performance against Zapata. Of course, he's been a pound for pound. I'm sure for us, we don't kind of fluctuate with Shakur. He ain't lost. He ain't done nothing for it to fluctuate other than have a hand injury, of course. But now the masses are viewing him as a pound for pound fighter yet again. Let me ask y'all this: who's your and I spoke with Free. I'm not sure if you answered this, Free, but we'll talk again. Being who's your top pound for pound fighter, or give me, if you want to give me a three, or who you looking at as the top in the sport right now?
The top in the sport, my best fighter. I
Yep,
love
that's right.
I, my best fighter, my all time, my best fighter right now. Outside, of, I mean, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, number one. I say number one is Terrence Crawford. I don't think anyone. I mean, number one is Terrence Crawford. Um, definitely. Um, I always had Tank Davis up there, but Tank Davis, I'm not gonna lie to you, he slid down after the Lamont Roach fight. He got to get that get back, and until he get that get back, he's gonna stay down. You know, I'm gonna put Lamont Roach above Tank Davis until he get that get back. I'm gonna say, in my book, regardless of what the judges say, he lost that fight personally. Okay, I don't care what the judges say. He lost that fight, okay? Because according to, you know, the actual rules of boxing, he actually lost that particular fight, all right? Just keep it fair. But I'll say number one, number two, uh, if I had to, I'll say number one, it's gonna be him, Terrence Crawford. Number two in my book is gonna be possibly a David Benavidez. And number three, I would have to say probably a Shakur.
100%. 100%. Now, let me ask y'all this about Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he was a perennial pound for pound guy. Now, after the Ryan fight, he definitely got removed from the pound for pound. They tried to slide him in there. Ring did slide him in here this before the Jose Ramirez fight, but then everybody was upset about Jose Ramirez, so they they took him off again. Um, what's y'all and BIC shaking your head? What's your take on Devin's pound for pound status? Is he still on your pound for pound, or you can't put him on there right now?
Can't put him on there right now. He got to show me something, man. I hadn't seen anything. He's been fighting scared. I need to see him fighting like he was fighting before the Garcia fight. I mean,
Yeah,
his last performance, man, kind of. I can't. I mean, he kind of looked scared, man. I don't get it twisted. I'm a Devin Haney supporter. I rock with Devin Haney, 100%. I know a lot of people on that rock with our channels don't rock with him. I'm one of the ones that rock with him. I think you do too, if I'm not mistaken.
oh, of course.
I rock with him heavy. So my whole deal is I just want to see him get his heart back, get his cojones back, and fight like he used to fight. I want him to box like he used to box. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? He let the fans take his skills away from him, and he was trying to fight for the fans. Just like Shakur just fought recently. I don't want these dudes to fight for us. Fight like you fight. Stop
yeah.
fighting for us, man. Fight like you fight. You fight, bro. Because see what happened to Devin? When you get knocked out, when you get done with like you got done with, they gonna make memes about you. They gonna talk about you. Don't fight with us, man. Fight your fight, bro. And exactly, Shakur would have got knocked out in the second or third round by Jose Zepeda. They would have been talking bad about him, bro. And guess what? They still try to talk about that one round when Jose Zepeda caught him with that shot because he was against the rope, trying to rope a dope him and stuff. He got caught. That's what I'm trying to
His
tell you.
he's even his daughter said he got knocked. He almost got knocked out.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't fight out fight. Don't fight for the fans, man. Fight for yourself. I want Devin to go back to what he do. Man, go back to yourself, man. Don't fight for us, man. Don't know. That's not your fight, bro. Don't do that, bro. Bro. Bro, I'm big on that, man. I just want Devin to go back to Devin. Go back to who you was, like the Regis Prograde fight, and before that.
Yeah,
That's the Devin I want to see. And that's when I'm gonna be upset. That's when I'm gonna be happy.
I'm in agree. I'm in definitely in agreement with you. What's your take, free? If you could speak on it. Devin's pound for pound situation right now and everything.
Nah, I don't have Devin on my pound for pound. I got him actually. Well, he is on my pound for pound, but he's not in the top 10. He's number 11. He's right outside of my top 10. Um, I got him number 11. Um, because of mainly because of the Jose Ramirez fight and the Ryan Garcia fight combined. Because even though that Ryan Garcia fight was tainted because of Ryan testing positive, I did see the flaws in Devin Haney. the supplements didn't cause Devin Haney to have flaws. It just caused Ryan to be able to do what he did. So regardless of what happened as far as the outcome of that fight, I saw the flaws in Devin Haney. And we all knew that Ryan Garcia only had a left hand, and you didn't protect yourself against that left hand the entire night. So with that, I'm like, okay, if you know that this guy only has a left hand and you didn't protect yourself against that left hand, how do I expect you to do against guys that's more talented than Ryan Garcia? Because Ryan wasn't on my top 10. Ryan ain't in my top 20 pound for pound. So if you couldn't protect yourself against him, I don't think you could be any of these guys that I got on my top 10 pound for pound. So, and then when I saw the Jose Ramirez fight, I'm like, okay, he's scared to engage. And I thought that that was going to be the problem leading up to that fight. I said, I want to know, does that Ryan fight have some effect on Devin Haney? And we saw it did. And people could say, "Oh no, that was the style that his father wanted him to fight. It was the style because Devin Haney did not want to engage. His father could tell him to move, but his father didn't tell him how to move. He could say, "Hey, hit, and then get up out of there." No, Devin was moving. He wasn't trying to engage at all. It's a difference when they say, "Oh, that was Bill Haney's game plan." Yes, his game plan was for Devin not to stand in front of him, but not move like that. That wasn't the game plan. You don't make a game plan where a man just run around the ring, throw a shot here, and then run around the ring. You tell him to throw a combination and then move, not stay in front of him. So I just think Devin still has some things that he has to work on mentally wise, and then eventually he'll be back. It takes for him to get caught with a big shot and realize he can still take that shot and still be himself, and then he'll be back to the Devin Haney that we saw before.
Now, and you spoke on that beautifully. I gotta ask you this: the Norman Jr. fight is coming up, and I gotta ask being this as well since he's here. Starting with you, Free. Do you feel like the Jose Ramirez fight is enough for Devin to be ready and to be at his best for November against Norman Jr.?
Absolutely not, because he didn't engage in that fight. So you don't know what you can take going into a guy that's much bigger puncher than Jose Ramirez. You didn't. You was too nervous to take a shot from Jose Ramirez. So you about to be in there with a guy that's a much bigger puncher, who's more athletic and who has better footwork than Jose Ramirez. I don't think that he'll be ready for Brian Norman based off of what I saw from Jose Ramirez. So nah, I don't think at all, because in order for you to be better, you have to test yourself. Like it's almost the same way like when you play football and you have a torn Achilles. A player is not back until they get on the field and they make that first cut and they realize, okay, I can make this cut. My Achilles ain't going nowhere. It's not sore. It's no lingering effect. Then you see that player start to play like his normal self. But prior to that, he's hampering that Achilles injury because he's not sure if his leg can take that pressure. Once he realized he can take the pressure, then he's back to himself. That's why they always say it takes roughly about a year for a person to fully come back from Achilles, because they're not 100% sure if they can do it. So that's why I need to see Devin be able to engage and not get hit with a clean shot, but at least block the shot, and you feel the pressure. You say, okay, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was. That was the last fight. This is a totally different fight. Let me do what I do. But until then, it's always going to play tricks in his head until he gets in there and he fully engaged and have the confidence that he can take a shot or he can avoid a big shot and still be able to do what he want to do.
And that's a fact. Now, what's your thoughts being on the Norman fight? You think he's ready?
Nah, man, I see the same way. I see it the same exact way. He didn't really take any type of battering against Ramirez. I mean, he was just disengaged the entire time, man. He just running, man. So hell no. I think he should have took a couple of more tune-ups first So with that being said, man, going against a guy like Norman, man, it's gonna be a real shocker. I don't even think that fight may even happen, man. I think it's gonna be an injury or something's gonna come up to where that fight might may not even happen. Remember, you heard it from
Now,
me, man.
I'm thinking
now
the
you
same thing. I'm
and it's
thinking the
funny
same
that
thing.
now this sentiment is coming. It came from Sean Porter as well. They believe that Bill is not. He doesn't. This is a too tough of a fight for Devin at this time. Norman has been stopping everything, and I mean, just stylistically, I think it's going to be a difficult fight. Just coming off of the Ryan fight, the Jose Ramirez fight, moving up in weight. Um, Let me ask y'all this. Hypothetically speaking, Devin Haney is able to win this fight over Norman Jr. either by a stoppage or a decision victory. Does and him becoming a three division champion, where would you, as a three division champion, uh, would that solidify his Hall of Fame status in y'all's opinion? Do y'all think Devin Haney is already Hall of Fame? What do y'all think, or do y'all feel like he still needs to finish his career before you can put a fight in the Hall of Fame, or say they've done enough to be a Hall of Famer?
I think you got
I
to
think,
finish off your career before you do
yeah,
that, bro. You can't be in the midst of your career and call you a Hall of Famer, man. Uh, nah, it's way too soon. I mean, by him being the undisputed champion at 135 in the lightweight division, he's on his way too. But we still have to see what he does at the higher weight classes, to classify him as the Hall of Famer. Let's see what he does at welterweight. At junior welterweight, he didn't do much. He didn't hang there, long enough. Let's see what he does at welterweight before we even throw out the word, Hall of Famer. Now, if he's undisputed at welterweight, then we could probably start juggling that word a little bit. Two-time undisputed champion. Like I can see why they say that with Terrence Crawford. But Devin Haney right now, nah, it's way too soon.
yeah. I mean, with Devin, if you look at his resume, he hasn't fought um, all of the top competitions in the weight classes. And some people say, well, he was avoided and this, and that. Regardless of what the fact is, that has nothing to do with what's on your resume. I mean, Winky Wright was avoided. One of the reasons why he didn't make the Hall of Fame, he was avoided. So even though we know Winky Wright was a good fighter, if you don't have those people on your resume, that's not a credit to you because they avoided you. That's hampering your ability to be able to make it into the Hall of Fame. So I mean, yeah, he got Jose Linares. I mean Jorge Linares. He got Jojo Diaz. He got Gamboa. He got Loma and Regis Prograis. But you got to look at the ages those guys was. I mean, when you look at them, I mean, the only one I say out of all of them, I would say Loma is probably his best is the best win on his resume because Loma was still at the top of the game. We saw Regis came off a bad performance, and that's no problem to Devin. That was Regis' fault that he had a bad performance, but he wasn't that animal that we saw fighting Josh Taylor. He wasn't that same type of animal. Um, Jorge Linares, that man was what 35, 36 years old when Devin fought him, and Devin watched him up until the 10th round. So, I mean, it just, he got some names on there, but is it at the level of a Hall of Fame resume? Nah, he still got a lot of work to do.
Let me just say salute to my brother CDK as well as my brother Ann McQueen in the building. Appreciate y'all. Anybody want me to drop the link, just let me know. I'm with my brother Free and my brother BM right now. Um, man, listen, I'm in full agreement with you. It's definitely, after the Ryan fight, Devin, he left a lot to be desired as far as his boxing. He was definitely showing a lot of skill, a lot of class in the ring up until that point. I mean, he pretty much 12-0 Regis Prograis, a two division champion now. So I mean, hopefully he can bounce back. But like y'all saying, he in a tough fight against Norman Jr., who's athletic and can punch with both hands, has power in both hands. So it's definitely going to be a tall task. Now, outside of that, I got to ask y'all this while we on live together. What fight do y'all want to see Shakur Stevenson in next? Who's the guy? Who's the best fight for Shakur?
Right
Um,
now at 35, uh,
Yeah.
Lamont Roach.
I
And
mean,
you know,
if
Tank.
the Tank Davis and Lamont Roach fight is off the table, um, maybe Lamont Roach, but I don't even think that that's a good fight for Shakur. I want to see him in there with somebody like Javier. Javier been calling you out. Go get that young animal right there. Go get that young animal and take him out. Um, so I don't like Lamont Roach is a good fighter. Do I think he has the skill level to beat a Shakur Stevenson? Absolutely not. Do I think he's a challenge for Shakur Stevenson? To some extent, not a very big challenge to Shakur Stevenson. So I don't look at Lamont Roach versus Shakur as I mean it's a good fight, but I don't look at it as a challenge for Shakur. Lamont Roach is not that type of fighter. He's not somebody that's going to challenge because Shakur is he's a more somewhat of a boxer counterpuncher, and the same thing with Lamont Roach. He's a boxer counterpuncher, so it kind of makes for a boring fight. You have to literally be a boxer fan to be happy or to want to see that fight. And I'm not saying I don't want to see it. I think it's still a good fight. I just don't think it's a challenge for Shakur.
And for the people, Free is referring to Javier Herrera, who's with Queensberry. It looks like they stashed him a little bit. Free, we ain't seen him in a while. I mean, he had that tough performance. It was kind of a tough fight for him a little bit, and well, I ain't really seen him in a while. So hopefully, they shelving him for Shakur. I think he has the power to kind of make it interesting, at least in the youth. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't, Shakur's not gonna get no credit for that fight. Y'all know how that go. Being you said Lamont Roach Jr. Do you think Lamont Roach will be competitive in a fight with Shakur? How close of a fight do you think that is?
I mean, definitely. I mean, he beat everybody's star. I mean, Tank Davis. I mean, think about it, man. I mean, I beg to differ on what D Free said. I mean, he beat Tank Davis, man. I mean, regardless of what was just said, I mean, he made it a very competitive fight versus Tank Davis. I think that he would make it a competitive fight versus Shakur Stevenson. I definitely think that he is a great fighter. That was the point the last time. People didn't think that he was going to be a competitive fighter, and then when he went out there, he begged to differ. He showed everybody who he was. They thought that he was going to be a pushover. He was going to be a cherry pick. It was a cherry pick gone bad, bro. Y'all know what it was. We saw what it was. You
Now,
know.
being you speaking strongly about the fight, I want to bring it up now. Do you feel like Tank was distracted? Why did we see the fight? Was Lamont just kind of nose Tank? From your thoughts, and we know Tank broke camp and all that other stuff. What was up with Tank, and why did we see the fight we saw? In your opinion,
I don't think he. I don't think he loved the sport like he once loved the sport, man. I think he has a lot of issues, like he said. I'm just going by what he said. He doesn't have the same love for the sport anymore. And his biggest issues that I see, I'm looking outside looking in, is he traded teams, man. I mean, him not having the same coaches in his corner, man. That's a big issue personally, man. About him not having Coach Cal, man. I mean, come on, bro. That's the guys who got you there. I mean, loyalty. That's the guys who got you there. That's the guys who put you in that position. And for you not to still be there with them, man, that That's the situation, brother. You know,
I mean,
that was
go ahead, Free. You was about to speak on it.
yeah. Go ahead, free.
Nah, I don't know what's going on with Tank. I think it's more so um he probably has a lot of issues as far as his family life, um, because we heard him say that he's ready to hang it up and go to therapy because he wants to be a better father to his kids. And I think that might be what's playing on in his head because the whole situation with his baby mother and his kids and all that. So, I mean, he got a lot of out of the
What's up?
ring interference that deals with that he's
Hold on, let
dealing
me
with.
see what's going on with this one right here. I was
Yeah, he
Hit
got
the
a lot
mute,
of
Ben.
yeah, he got a lot of out of the ring interference that he's dealing with right now, and that could be a distraction. But I don't know exactly what it was with Tank Davis because I know that wasn't the same Tank Davis that I've always seen. A lot of people say, "Oh, that was the same Tank Davis." No, you just lying because you wanted to sound good. You want Tank Davis not to be as good as you've seen him. But that wasn't the same Tank Davis that I've always seen. I seen a Tank Davis that wasn't setting up his shots. He wasn't setting traps. He wasn't doing anything. He was just trying to land big shots, and it wasn't working because you was fighting it into the wheelhouse of what Lamont Roach like to do. He's a counter puncher. Lamont Roach like to sit back and counter your shots, and that's what you was doing. Tank Davis is normally the counter puncher, and he didn't fight like he normally fights. So, but yeah, I think he got a lot of out of the ring interference that he's dealing with, and before he can be the Tank Davis that we once saw before, he's going to have to get that cleared up. Now he can do it against low level opponents, but against the top level guys, he got to clear that up because you're not going to be effective, and you're going to end up losing.
Nah, that's 100% facts, and I truly hope that Tank gets the help he needs, gets some time off, some rest. I'm kind of praying over his probation situation, and him just being locked up. So hopefully, he doesn't miss an extended period of time from his family or from the sport of boxing. So, uh, prioritizing mental health, his education, those things paramount, and of course, his freedom that's precedent that sets precedent over entertaining the fans or making a dollar because hopefully Tank is financially in a position where he wouldn't have to box anymore after doing a $40 million payday with Ryan and all the various other paydays, all the various other sellouts he's had over his career. So give me 1 second here. Okay, being had to dip. Appreciate you being. Salute to you. But yeah, so hopefully everything kind of works that situation out. I'm hoping that let me ask you this, Free. Do you feel like we're gonna get some kind of like a PBC, ESPN, I mean it's my bad, not ESPN, but PBC top rank card? Are they still gonna be able to facilitate that, or are we gonna miss out on the Oshaki Fulton fight and fights like that?
Nah, I mean, according to Bob Erm, he's working with the PBC, and it seemed like, I mean, as of late, we've been seeing a lot of top-ranking PBC fighters in there together. So I don't think it's gonna skip us by. I think that's what Bob Erm is gonna do because he sees that's the only way that he can really make some money is by getting in there with those guys of PBC because PBC got majority of the top level fighters. Yeah, Golden Boy has some, and Eddie Hearn has some, but in America, majority of the top level fighters are with PBC. So Top
Yeah,
Rank has a lot of the other top level fighters. So when you got
100%.
two mixtures of the top level fighters, you got to mix them in some kind of way in order to get these fights that we want to see.
Nah, that's an absolute fact, and I'm just hoping that we can get another card on Prime before the end of the year, maybe even two cards. They haven't released a schedule, I'm not, typically they got to, I'm sure they're gonna bring back Fundora before the end of the year. He didn't take much punishment. And let me ask you this, Free, about Benavidez versus Yard fight. I know we kind of spoke on it a little bit the other day. Do you feel like Yard is gonna give him resistance? How good of a fight are you expecting it to be?
Um, I think it's going to be a combination of Caleb Plant and Boo Boo Andrade. I think it's going to be a bigger puncher, but a boxer, and he's going to have Yard is going to have some success early. It's the later half of that fight where Yard fades. We seen that when he fought Arthur. Arthur is a much older fighter, and Yard had some success early in that fight. But then when it got to the second half of that fight, um, the constant pressure from Arthur, it wore Yard down. And David Benavidez fight a similar style that Arthur fights, except for he's a lot more active than Arthur. So he's going to throw more punches, and he's going to keep the constant pressure on Anthony Yard. And I think we're going to see similar to what we saw with the Arthur fight, where Yard is going to have some success early, but eventually the constant pressure is going to wear him down.
No, I believe the same. Yeah, I believe that pressure. Of course, we know it make diamonds, but it also bust pipes, and that pressure is going. I think it's going to overwhelm Yard at a certain point. Now, Yard definitely showed a lot of durability, a lot of heart. I definitely love his team with his coach Tunde Ajayi. So I look forward to that matchup. And I gotta ask you about it since we on that card, Free. The Abdullah Mason, his first title shot is gonna be on that card in November. Are you expecting him to? Have you seen much of Sam Noakes? And what are you kind of looking at from that fight?
Yeah, Sam Notes. He's a pure boxer. He's not a big puncher. Um, he does have some things that can give Abdullah Mason a little bit of problem. It's not going to be anything major because Sam Notes don't have a lot of power. He has, I guess you could say, decent power, so to speak. But it's not no power where you say, "Oh, he rocked Abdullah Mason." I don't see that happening in this fight. I think he might hit Abdullah Mason with a combination or whatever because he is a boxer. Um, but I think Abdullah Mason is the better boxer. I think Abdullah Mason, with his body attack, I think that's where he's going to hurt Sam Notes. I don't think it's going to be the headshot because Sam Notes do have decent head movement, but I think it's going to be the body work that Abdullah Mason have that he eventually is going to end up stopping Sam Notes to the body. I don't think it's going to be a headshot. I think it's going to be a body shot that he stops Sam Notes with.
Yeah, I definitely 100%. I can see that. Sam Noakes shown to be a good fighter, a great character. Him and his brother, I watched them in the UK. Good guys. But he's going up against a young, hungry kid. Now, the age and the experience, maybe that'll play a part in it. Abdullah, he hasn't really been around. So let me see how the most rounds Abdullah. Let me check real quick. Cause I don't
I think
believe
the most he ever went, I want to say is probably. I think he went eight
6 rounds.
rounds one time. I
Let
think
me
I think
check.
he might have went eight once, or it might have been a
I
six
made
round
money
fight.
on his the last time he went the distance free. I made like I want to say like $4,300. It was something crazy. Hold on. And that was because they had messed up on the line, kind of like they did today. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been
I mean,
stopping everybody. His last time free, he went 6 rounds with Cesar Villarraga. I
yeah, that's
made
what I thought.
super bread on
I
this.
was. That's what I said. I knew it was like six or eight because he hasn't went the distance since he started fighting 10 round fights. He's never went
Mhm.
10 rounds. He stopped everybody shorter than 10 rounds.
They was
So yeah, it was a six
Ness
round
used to
fight.
clown him for all of the eights and sixes. All of the really the sixes and the eights he was doing. But I mean, that's top rank. They building their fighter, but he never went the full eight. He had one, two, three, four, five, six, 8 rounders. Never went the full eight. never even went past 4 in those 6 fights. And in his last 2 fights, 2 10 round winners, one against Carlos or Neelis, and then Jeremiah Nakatia. He went 6 rounds versus Carlos and then 5 rounds with Jeremiah. So he
The
doesn't
most he ever went was 6.
yeah, and that's a little bit concerning going into a championship fight where if you can't knock out a guy, you may be in a tough fight. Um, we'll see. I mean, you would love for him to have that experience beforehand because Sam Noakes already went 12 twice. He's been
Yeah,
9 rounds, he's been 12 rounds twice. But he has a high knockout ratio as well, so he definitely looks to get guys out of there. So it should be a good
yeah,
fight.
yeah. He got. I mean, he got a lot of knockouts, but like I said, it's not the power knockouts. It's more
You're
so
right.
combinations, and he beats his opponent up, and then eventually he ends up stopping him. But he doesn't. He's not. He's not that puncher like a Tank Davis. I don't see Sam Notes like that. He's not like a Tank Davis where you got to be worried about. He's not even a Jeremiah Nakafila, in my opinion. I don't think he has that type of power as Jeremiah Nakafila. I think if he hits you with a clean shot, yeah, of course he can rock you. But Abdullah Mesa, I don't think Abdullah Mesa had much to be worried about in this fight. I don't think um Sam Notes is gonna give any type of scared to any Aduna Mason fans.
Right, right. Now that's a fact. Um, Now, with that being said, I know they haven't finalized this fight yet. And this is a good question because this will be a top rank situation with Raymond Morthaya and Andy Cruz. Are you excited for that fight? And who would you favor in that matchup?
Oh, that's actually a good matchup. Even though Andy Cruz don't have a lot of fights, it's his style of boxing. We saw Raymond Muratalla have problems with Tevin Farmer, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think Evan, I think Andy Cruz is a slicker fighter than Tevin Farmer. Far as the way he moves, Tevin Farmer is a little past the prime. I think Andy Cruz is still in the middle of his prime. Um, so it's a great fight. I'm gonna say right now because I gotta really go and do some studying. I think right now, in my opinion, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think either guy can win. Raymond Muratalla is definitely the bigger puncher, although Andy Cruz has been showing the ability to sit down on his punches and displaying a little bit of power. Uh, because what we heard was Andy Cruz didn't have no power coming into the pros, but since he's been with Bozy Ennis, he's been displaying the power a little bit where he's able to sit down on his punches. So I gotta really go back and break down both these guys' style before I can give a definite who I believe will win. But I think right now, in my opinion, I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah, that's gonna be a great matchup. Once they finalize it. Two young guys. I think this is the era where we're gonna see a lot of the guys fighting prime for prime at a young age. It's kind of inevitable, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I Because we don't even see it's not really no older guys at the top of these divisions no more.
I
You
mean,
know,
the old guys is Tank, Devin,
yeah.
and Shakur. Those are
Yeah,
the old
yeah.
guys now.
That's crazy. 100%.
So yeah, we definitely going to get more of these young upcoming fighters in the ring with each other. Because like we said, there is no old guys. All of the old guys are a lot of people's favorite fighters right now, which is Tank, Shakur, Devin, Ryan, Tio.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the old guys now.
Jerron
Yeah,
Benavidez.
yeah, Javon Benavidez, all those guys are the old guys now. So we're
Yeah,
gonna we're gonna start seeing more of these fights that we've been wanting to see.
yeah. Because the money is there for them now. I think they build up their cachet. Most of these guys to the point where the public are going to tune in and watch them fight, and the organizers are going to pay them what they need to make these good fights happen. Now, from where you stand or what you've been hearing, free, are we going to get the Beterbiev versus Bivol trilogy?
I don't know because Bivol said he only wants to fight him if that fight can happen in Russia. So if they can't put it in Russia, it doesn't look like we're going to get it because that's the only way Bivol wants to give him the rematch is if it's in Russia.
Mm, yeah, that's I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, free. I don't think we need the rematch for the sport. I think they should settle it between them if that's what they agreed to as men or contractually or whatever the case may be. But I don't think we need that fight to be honest with you. Um, I would prefer to get David versus Bivol. Um,
I mean, if they don't do the rematch, that's the only fight that Bivol can take because the reason why he didn't take the David
eight
Benavidez fight
million.
because he said he was rematching Arthur. So if you're not
Mm-hmm.
rematching Arthur, you gotta fight David Benavidez.
Yeah, I'm already. He know what time it is. He know what the fans gonna say and what they gonna do to him. They like you. I know you gonna cook him.
Most definite, most definite. He's already a duck in my book
And
right now until
oh,
he
so he
prove
said he
otherwise.
already. Yeah, I know. I'm sure. So he gonna have to fight Archer and then run it with Benavidez. All right. So I'm with you. I'm with you
Yeah, what
because at the end of the day, when you at the top, it's really like you want to fight the best. Like it's not really. It's nowhere else for Bivol to go.
right. I mean, you gonna go up to cruiserweight and fight Ja Opatai? We don't want to see you in there with Zordo. We already seen that, so we
Yeah.
don't want to see you in there with Zordo. So you're gonna go up to cruiserweight and fight Ja Opatai? So yeah, I mean, there's no way around it. You gotta fight. You gotta fight Arthur, or you gotta fight David. There's no way around it.
Well, let me give you a one alternative for it. And I think this is what Bivol is. Then let me see if you think is this the best option for Bivol is to cut the 168. If Canelo can beat Crawford, cut the 168 and fight Canelo, or at least entertain Canelo over David and Jao Bataya. Well, do you think that's the? I mean, of course, I know that's financially better as Canelo, but do you feel like that's probably the route he gonna take? That's the easier route.
If he takes that route, he will be considered a duck in my book. We already
Yeah,
seen you fight. We saw you beat Canelo already.
it was easy.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, Canelo didn't want to have the rematch at 168 when you was trying to give it to him. So you're not fighting Arthur, and you're not gonna fight David Benavidez. You're gonna go down to fight Canelo at 168. No, I mean that man's gonna be a duck in my book. Like I said, he is no way around it. You unless you get in there with Arthur or you get in there with David, there's no way around you being a duck. And like I said, I give you a pass with getting there with Arthur because y'all tied up 1-1 and y'all wanna settle the tie. I ain't got no problem with that. But
Hmm.
if you're not fighting Arthur, you gotta fight David. He was the mandatory. You lost your belt to David. You lost your belt to David. You got to fight him.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, he vacated. Well, no, no, no. Well, he pretty much he vacated for David. So yeah, so you're right.
Yeah, he vacated or they stripped him. Whichever way it happened, David got the belt. You don't.
Yeah, that's a
Whichever
fact.
way it
You he
happened.
no longer undisputed, and I think they looking at it was probably another belt. I think it's Michael Eifert is in line for the IBF, so they might be losing another belt in that undisputed fight. So they either going to be fighting for a unified title or one title. Once
Yeah,
it's
because
all said and done.
I think the IBF already called him as the mandatory. So he gotta make a decision. What he gonna do?
Yeah, Eddie Hearn, man, you got to move a little faster now. The IBF don't be playing. The IBF moved on Jerron. Now the IBF about to move and take a belt from Bivol.
Yeah,
Eddie got to.
they want their money. They like us. They say, hold up, wait, we got this man sitting right here as the number one contender. We got to put him in the ring. We want our money because
Mhm.
They they want to continue seeing their champion in the ring with the guys that's ranked in their division. I mean, in their sanctioning body. Yeah, they'll give you a pass if you unifying, but if you ain't unifying, they want to see you fight those guys in that sanctioning body and continue defending that title against their sanctioning body.
Yeah, Bivol didn't Canelo and what my brother Tim Layton is saying, he doesn't believe Canelo gonna fight Bivol at 168. He didn't want to fight him back then in 168 when Bivol asked for it. So you 100% right. He's still uh gaining the experience from Beterbiev fights. I just I think Bibble's way too much for Canelo at this stage in Canelo's career. He already beat him. You see what I'm saying? So for them to, I mean, it's just a size deficit. And Bibble, as we can see, he has the footwork and the skill set you know what I'm saying, to keep him at the end of the jab. I mean, he beat Canelo pretty much with a 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Like that was crazy. So,
Yep.
yeah, I definitely
And
don't think he's gonna fight Bivol again. But
uh,
Bivol would
I,
definitely that's Bibble's path. But like you saying, Bivol gotta fight Benavidez, man.
you got to.
Nah, and that's the fight that people need. Now let me ask you: are they gonna make the Zurdo versus Gilberto fight? I mean, not Zurdo versus Gilberto, Zurdo versus Jao Batalha. Are they going like do you think Oscar De La Hoya is holding that fight up? More than likely.
Probably because Oscar
Yeah,
knows Zordo not that good.
yeah.
Zordo not that good. We saw what happened when he got in there with Bivol. You
Yeah,
probably put
Bivol
him in there
boxed him.
with a more athletic fighter with more power. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, put him in there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, Dorticos was giving him some work. You was watching that fight. Dorticos was giving Gilberto all he could handle.
Yeah, he did. He gave him all he can handle, and we saw. Like I said, I said this a long time ago. I saw Zoros as a 175-pound fighter at that time. He was a 175-pound fighter. I saw him as a 175-pound Jaime McGill. He was
Mm.
just a fighter that had a bunch of fights on his resume, but he ain't really fought nobody.
That's a fact. And now Zerto, now he does have the names now. A few good names. He fought Bivol, he lost, but he fought Chris Smith, decent win. Couple decent names. I think Dorticos, to be honest with you, what I seen, he scarred me. I was a big Tabiti fan growing up because with Mayweather coming up, just watching Mayweather fighters and stuff. And when Dortico stopped Tabiti, I was crushed. I was like, dang, Tabiti was my guy. But that's when I realized that it was levels in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Even though you slick, even though you got good hand speed, good speed, when you get cracked on your jaw, if you're not being defensively responsible, it don't matter how much skill you got. And that's and the chin. Once your chin goes, it's a wrap. But it was outside of that, I'm trying to think. They talking about now. Do you have a take or an opinion on Pac-Man? Like, do you even want to see him fight again? I know you probably feel like I feel Mario's pulled a few punches and that was kind of a weak performance from Mario. Do you want to see May Pac or what you want to see from Pac-Man?
Man, I don't want to see that man no more. That man need to go back to daggone Philippines.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
Hopefully he
not
got a
want to
good
see him no
payday.
more.
Now, free. They said that the numbers wasn't good. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, they said that on Monday, and the numbers wasn't even put out yet. I still haven't seen the numbers put out yet.
Okay.
So I don't know what the numbers did. So if the numbers didn't do good, what was the numbers? See, they say, oh, the numbers didn't do good, but they didn't appreciate it. They didn't tell you what the numbers was. They just said they didn't do
That
good.
was weird.
Normally they'll tell you, oh, this fight only did 65,000, or this fight only did 150,000. They just said, oh, the numbers wasn't good. Well, what are they? If you saw the numbers and they wasn't good, what are they? They can't tell you
Exactly.
that because the numbers didn't come out yet.
Mm.
That, that's
Nah.
that's where they get people from. They're like, oh, The Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrio pay per view flop based off of what? What? You said it flop. Okay, so you basing that off of what? The live gate or the pay per view numbers? You can't say the pay per view numbers because you ain't got the numbers.
And you see, and you know the live gate was stupid. I ain't seen it, but I'm sure it was. You see everybody that was in the building.
Yeah, we saw the live gate. They was jam packed at that fight. So we know the live gate did good.
That's
We
what I'm
don't know what
saying.
the pay per view numbers did. That's what we don't know.
And people, and with the piracy, like you saying, it could be that a lot of people stole. But as one thing we know, hold on, my bad.
Right.
Um, hold on, please. Free, how much? I'm coming through.
Yeah, you good.
Let me see. You can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, let me close this out on this other phone. Okay, cool. All right, my audio's coming through. Good. Okay, I got to switch phones real quick. Yeah, man, we getting some good work on this live, man. Appreciate everybody. Oh, my brother Prize in the building. Salute to you, Prize. You can hit the link, family, if you can, if you're not busy. Me and Free just cooking. We can
Let me
ask
ask you a
you.
question, B3. Did you
Go
see
ahead,
the
man.
Elijah Pierce fight last night?
I did. I
How you
did.
how you feel about that fight?
I feel like Elijah Pierce, he rushes his work. He's been getting knocked down. You know, his last few fights I've seen him get dropped a few times. But he is a fantastic fan friendly fighter. I do feel like unfortunately I don't believe he's going to I think can become world champion, but I just
Right.
feel like he needs to tighten up on his defense. But that was a good fight though. That was a good fight. I think he was losing the fight at certain points, and then ultimately he was able to kind of break his opponent down. But once he got clipped, free, and once he got, he got dropped. He wasn't hurt bad. It was like a flash knockdown. That type of stuff, you can't do at the top level against an Inouye, or I think even a Lewis Neary might give him trouble right now. You know, certain guys will give you trouble. I know he's moving to 126, so that's not a good look in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I actually think he was hurt after that knockdown because he when he went down, he pretty much tried to. I mean, he tried to stay away, but dude was pressuring him, and he was still taking some shots, but he was just able to weather the storm. And then when he came out in the second round, he was pretty much recovered. But I actually think that he was badly hurt in that first round. Luckily, it was towards the end of the round, and he didn't have that much time to weather the storm. Um, but I think yeah, with a guy like Shoo, I think he gets beat. With a guy like Monster, who he called out last night, I think he gets stopped within four. With a guy like Rafael Espinoza, I think he gets beat up badly. Um, I think he might have a good fight with Nick Ball. He might have a good fight with Angeli Leo, but those other three that I named, it's all bad for him. All bad.
Yeah, 100%. I think he could have a decent fight with Angelo. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's gonna be tough on Elijah, man. It's just this sport. I think is getting. I do feel like the top of the sport is kind of underestimated a little bit. I think they get kind of a bad rep for not a lot of the fighters was not fighting each other, or the promoters was not making the best fight the best between promotional companies in this era. So, compared to the old school era, this era is considered soft. But I do believe that there's a lot of good talent at the top of these divisions. And as we can see, like a talented kid like Elijah Pierce, who we can see has a lot of talent and a lot of promise in the sport, it's gonna be tough for him to become a champion, because think about it, the champions like Shushu's gonna get a belt at 26, so that's gonna be a tough fight. He's probably, I mean, that may be real hard for him to beat Shushu. Not saying he can't get the job done, but it's gonna be tough. And then look at the other champions: Espinoza, Angelo Leo, Nick Ball. So good fights with Nick Ball, but I think that'd be a good fight for him. But it's still gonna be a tough outcome. It's gonna be a tough outing when if your defense is leaky. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah,
stay
I
in
mean,
the shoulder
we
roll
saw
and
what Nick Ball did to Raymond Ford,
yeah.
and I
Mhm.
think Raymond Ford is a slightly better fighter than Elijah Pierce. I think he's slightly better. I don't think he's a lot better, but he's slightly better. And like I said, we saw what Nick Ball did with Raymond Ford. Nick Ball didn't let off the gas on Raymond Ford. He had Raymond Ford and they're confused. And you don't normally see Raymond Ford confused when he's in there with fighters. So that tells you the
Mhm.
level of a fighter that Nick Ball is. Even though he's small, he's very skillful in there because he doesn't have power like that. He just have the boxing ability, and I think it's a hard fight for Elijah Pierce. I think he can beat a Nick Ball, but I think it's going to be very tough for him to beat a Nick Ball. It's not going to be an easy win at all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not gonna be an easy win, but I do love his fight and his resilience. Um, Now let me ask you this, Free, about that O'Shea Jones fight. She fought the excellent Puerto Rican young lady. I believe her name was Ilia Carranza, and she was a good boxer. I feel like she definitely did well. Now one of the judges gave her every round.
Yeah, I
How
don't know
did you
what
see
that.
that fight? Yeah, go ahead, Free.
No, I saw. I mean, the judge that had it 96, 93, they had it pretty much spot on. They had it pretty much spot on. Those other two judges, one had it 100 to 90 for the Puerto Rican, and then the other one had it 98 to 92 for Jones. I was like, what fight were y'all watching? That fight was not that wide of a margin. It was a close fight. It was a very good fight, but it was a close fight, and I think Jones pulled it out. But I wouldn't have been mad if they ruled it a draw. It was a close fight. Jones had some success earlier in that fight, or should I say, in the middle rounds of that fight, Jones had success. At the beginning of the fight, Jones was looking a little rusty, and I don't know what the hell her trainer Rail was telling her, but to tell her to box instead of being who she is, more of a step on the gas type of fighter. She is not a boxer. She's a come forward fighter that steps on the gas. You trying to have her box a boxer? That's not going to work for her. She's not going to win a lot of fights trying to outbox people. That's not what she does. So and I know Rail is her new trainer because she was under Bozy, but they said Rail works hand in hand with Bozy. So Rail should have known what type of fighter she was before he told her to go in there and box. So I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking, but yeah, that was a very ugly fight for her because I seen Jones fight before, and she's a much better fighter than what she displayed last night. But she still got the victory. She still defended her titles. So hats off to her. But I don't know where she goes next. If she planned on fighting that style of fighting, I think whoever she fights, as far as the top level, she probably come away with an L fighting that style of fighting.
Back for you. I'm in agreement with you. Now, let me ask you this: do you want to see Amanda Serrano back in the ring after her last performance, or do you think it's time for her to retire, or do you feel like it's still good matchups for her?
I think it's time for her to hang it up. I mean, it's really nobody else out there for her to fight. I mean, she's a 7 division champion. She's former undisputed. She did pretty much everything there was to do in the sport of boxing for a woman. Um, and she's almost in that same. Well, she I ain't gonna say almost. She is. She's in that same bracket of Claressa Shields. That she's in fought everybody, and nobody really left for her to fight. And I mean, a lot of people said they want to see the Alicia Bungana. I did at one point, but now she Alicia Bungana works for her, so she Alicia Bungana's promoter. They're not gonna do that fight unless they put some stupid amount of money behind it. I don't see that fight ever happening. So it's really nothing left for her to do. So yeah, I mean, she's been in the sport for about what 15, like 15, 20 years. She's been in the sport for a long time. Because Amanda Serrano's
Mhm.
like 36, 37.
Yup, 100%. She is. She might even be up over there. Let me look.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, she's been in the league for a long time. It's time for her to hang it up. Like I said, the first 2 fights with Katie Taylor, I think she got robbed. At least one of those fights. The second fight, in my opinion, without a doubt, I could say the first fight was close. It could have went either way, but that second fight, no, I had Amanda Serrano winning that second fight clearly. It was clearly she won that second fight. But like I said, she didn't win none of those fights. So I mean, it was really nothing else left for her to do. Just go ahead and be a promoter, promote the women's
Promote
sport.
Alicia. Yeah, and
And
build Alicia Shadeja up. Yep, 100%. Let me say this: she was born October 9th, 1988. She's 36.
yeah, 36. Yep.
Yep. So shout out to
She's
Amanda
about she's
Serrano.
about to turn she's actually about to turn 37 in October.
Now let me ask you this, Free. What would you do? I mean, with Katie Till, I mean, you watched the fight, right?
Yeah.
What steps would you keep her at 140? What would you say? And
I
who
mean,
would you
as
like to see
far as
her in there with?
you talking about as far as Katie fighting somebody else or Katie and
Yeah.
Amanda.
No, no, oh no, that's done. Katie, somebody else.
Um,
Or do you feel like Katie? You seen what you wanted to see out of Katie? Because let me look. Let me pull up Katie's age.
I
Uh,
mean, Katie and Alicia Bungana can get it on.
yeah, that's a good fight.
Katie and Alicia Bungana. You got the
But
young girl.
Alicia will be going up 2 weight classes. That's gonna be, you know,
I mean,
kind of a built-in excuse.
yeah. I mean, but I mean, it's like I said. Alicia wanted to move up 2 weight classes to fight Carissa. What's the difference in fighting Katie?
Great point. Great point. I think she called out Katie too. So
Yeah,
Alicia definitely
what's the
wants that
difference?
fight. Nope. It's. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Katie. She called out Katie. She definitely called out Katie. So I mean, I look forward to seeing it. It would be nice if they can meet somewhere in the middle. I know Katie was undisputed champion at 135. So now she's undisputed at 140, and defending her titles.
Right.
So it's gonna be. I think Katie is a Mount Rushmore fighter. She's 39. She was born July 2nd, 1986. 25 pro fights. Um, yeah, I think the Alicia Baumgartner fight is the only fight that I want to see Katie in outside of a Chantel Cameron rematch. I'ma show Chantel love and say them iron out that 1-1, even though I needed her to stop her last opponent, and I feel like she should have stepped on the gas a little bit more against Camara. But I'll say if she had her beat up bad, the referee didn't step in or nothing, which was crazy. But what a corner. But
Mm.
I do want to see Katie. So those are the 2 fights I want to see for Katie. Now we got to speak on this free because this is a women's theme day of women's boxing. Shadeja Green beating Savannah Marshall.
Hmm.
And of course, our brother CDK, shout out to him. He's gonna have Shadeja Green on his channel. Make sure y'all follow CDK Sports Talk Network. He'll have her on tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So, and that's CDK Sports Talk Network. Now, Shadeja Green versus Savannah. How did Shadeja look to you in that fight? And do you want to see her go up to heavyweight and fight Clarissa?
Um, it was sketchy early until she dropped Savannah. Once she dropped Savannah, she got into a groove. She got a little more confident because Savannah was kind of beating her to the punch. She kept jumping in and out. And then Savannah made the cardinal mistake and stood right in front of Sedasa Green, and Sedasa Green caught her with a lovely right hook and dropped her. Um, but she looked a lot better than what she looked in against Franchise Cruz because she looked like she was clearly unex, unexperienced against Franchise Cruz. Franchise Cruz, I've never seen Franchise Cruz look that good, and it wasn't even Franchise Cruz didn't even really look good, but Sedasha made her look good. She made her look good because I had Sedasha beat Franchise Cruz going into that fight. I when I saw with Savannah Marshall and Franchise Cruz, I was like, oh yeah, Franchise Cruz ain't got no chance against Sedasha Green. I think Sedasha Green probably stop her. And uh, Franchise Cruz said, nah, not so fast. No, I'm gonna show her that I beat her in the amateurs, and I'm gonna let her know I'm still the better fighter. And so she went out there and she beat her. So I just I think Sedasa Green still has some things that she needs to work on, as far as her boxing ability. She needs to use her jab a little bit more. I think she gets lazy with the jab at times. She'll throw the jab out there, but it's not with any conviction. She's just throwing it out there instead of actually putting a little bit of steam on it every once in a while. You can throw it, you can change it up here and there so they don't get comfortable with your jab, but don't stop using the jab because she gets into a habit where she wants to throw big shots and she forget to set the big shots up. I think she could have got Savannah Marshall out of there if she would have set her shots up with the jab and went to the body a little bit more. I think she started head hunting a little bit too much once she dropped Savannah Marshall because I think it was a body shot that brought Savannah Marshall hands down where she was able to catch her up top. And so I think she needs to focus on the body a lot more. And this is getting old when we talking about these professional fighters that do this for a living and we telling them to go to the body. I'm like, you supposed to already know about that coming from the amateurs to invest in the bodies. And it seems like we saying this more and more for these professional fighters, and I don't understand why they don't focus on that in training. If I was a trainer, I would be like, no, today we are only working on body work. You're not going to nobody's head. If I see you going to the head, I'm taking you outside and you running laps like we used to do in football. When you mess up, you had to run laps. I will be doing the same thing in boxing. If I see you, we working on body. If I see you go to the head, you going to run laps. I'm gonna have you run 5 laps every time I see you go to the head and not focus on the body. So I just don't understand why these professional fighters don't invest on the body a lot more because the body sets everything up. If you want to bring that high guard down, you gotta go to the body. Make them worry about other shots than just headshots. If they only worried about headshots, you ain't gonna land a headshot. They worried about the headshot, so they ain't gonna land. If they worried about body shots, now you can land the headshot. So I mean, I don't know, but I think she improved on the flaws that she had in the franchise cruise. I think she let franchise cruise dictate her fight style,
You broke up on me, Free. Salute to everybody. I'm not seeing free icon. He driving right now. He'll be back. Appreciate everybody chopping it up with us. Salute to the Sports Talk Network, the one and only the People's Network. My brother BVO, he is in New York as we speak with our brother Thomas from the Bronx. They hanging out. They going to the Xander Zayas fight tonight. MSG Theater. Make sure y'all lock in and tap in and stay tuned and keep watching and supporting boxing. Xander Zayas will be fighting Jorge Perez. We also will get Bruce Shushu Carrington versus Matias Hida, the tough Nibian fighter. So I'm definitely looking at Bruce Shushu to win that fight by stoppage. I'm also looking for Xander to win. I'm taking a money line, but he'll probably win by decision. Jorge Perez is a tough competitor. Um, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great night of boxing. We know we got the GOAT, Claressa Shields. She'll be fighting in Detroit, Michigan at the Little Caesars Arena. So make sure y'all tap in to the Zone Boxing this evening and watch the GOAT. You'll also get to see Leon Lawson III, DeVille Smith. You'll see Cameron Pankey, uh, Samantha Worthington. You also got Caroline Vray. You also got Price Taylor, the heavyweight, 8-0, 6 KOs against Robert Sims, who we seen against Jeremiah Nakathia, excuse me, Jeremiah Milton on Top Rank. Shout out to Top Rank Boxing. This is their last fight on ESPN. Shout out to Top Rank Boxing. Um, yeah, man, it's been a phenomenal journey, a phenomenal ride. Uh, let me see here. Salute to all my brothers that came in the chat. Make sure y'all follow D Free Sports. Also follow CDK Sports Talk Network. Thomas from the Bronx, TD Sports Talk. Make sure y'all follow Crush the Legend. Coffee and Donuts. That's a 6:30 a.m. show. Make sure y'all tap in if y'all up in the mornings. Shout out to my brother Ann McQueen at the Casuals Corner. Make sure y'all follow all my peoples. Show them love. Support them. Um, you already know we in here working. Shout out to my brother Jay Harko Boxing News. Also, salute to all my brothers in the JBT. BN Boxing News was in here today. Make sure y'all follow my brother BN Boxing News, man. Shout out to all my good peoples. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, man, we working, man. It's Clarissa the Goat Shields fight week, fight day. She has Lani Daniels on the chopping block. Her by stoppage is a plus 130. So we're looking at Clarissa to get the stoppage. The consensus from everybody is Clarissa by stoppage. So I'm expecting an early stoppage for Clarissa. I'm expecting her not to play games. I'm expecting her not to play with her food. Just to show that she's the superior fighter. She's the bigger fighter. She weighed in 4 pounds heavier. I think she needs to dominate Lonnie Daniels, put her down in the first round, put her down, and finish her by the second. It should be a clean, clinical performance, preferably. Lonnie Daniels is from New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand. They have Lonnie Daniels is her. I checked her resume. She has not beaten a Christina Hammer. She hasn't fought in a Franchon Cruz. Discern. She has not fought the level of opposition to prepare her for Clarissa the Grow Shields. This is the sport of boxing. So you definitely there are levels. Lonnie Daniels, she definitely looks happy to be there, present in the facility, getting a great payday fight in the GOAT. She's been out of the ring for about 9 months. So she definitely looked a little pudgy at the weigh-in. We have to keep it 100. So with that being said, yeah, Clarissa the Goat Shields is expected to put on a great, fantastic performance for the fans. A early night, a clean, clinical performance, um, dominant, Mike Tyson esque, with multiple knockdowns and a possible referee or corner stoppage. Um, this does not need to go past 3 rounds by any means. This should be a master class, a coming of the guard, a statement to this division of women with the Shadeja Greens, the Layla Ali's, letting them know that this is the type of treatment that you will get once you get in there with Claressa Shields. So that's the type of performance I'm expecting. I'm expecting domination. I'm expecting a showcase. Rick Ross is bringing her out. I'm not expecting Lani Daniels to be able to keep up with the speed, the hand speed, um, or I do not believe she's going to have the punch resistance to take shots on the chin from the GOAT at 175 pounds. The quote said she was going to eat a steak and some vegetables, or a steak and something after the weigh-in, a ribeye. She's getting strong. She's probably going to be sitting around 185 or so. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how much she goes up. But needless to say, is I'm expecting a fantastic performance, fan friendly fight for the fans. Also, Bruce Shushu Carrington, I'm expecting him to be um, dominant. I'm expecting him to perform at the highest level against Matthias Hita. I'm definitely expecting a stoppage victory as well. So shout out to all my people to coming through. I'm gonna play the track on the outro. I appreciate y'all. And I'm about to close it out. It's 3 picks. Big VA. Shout out London. NA, let's get it. She love me for my sex appeal. I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She love me for my sex appeal. So much game, I can get T.O. chill. October, we in Saudi still. Hold that 11 mil and run it up. Tank toe turkey to double its stuff. Haney fight costs a few more bucks. Need a KO, just say so. A-side dirty ball, kick him to the flow. Breadman said hit him low. Ryan took Usher and he could've said no. And I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She love me for my sex appeal. And I've been cashing it and flipping it like Katie. Out New England, still winning like Brady. To be great, Heidi, yeah, it's no baby. Shout out Sarah Bailey. And I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She love me for my sex appeal. And I can rip a beat like a bomb. She pretty, petite, in a thong. Everything she do sweet like the bomb. She serve me Dawn. No pimp, Juan. Been getting bread, non. I always ball, Bron. Never leaving the UK, Hassan. And I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She love me for my sex appeal. She love
Never
me for
leaving
my
the
sex
UK.
appeal. Yeah, picks. It's 3 picks. Man, appreciate everybody that came and pulled up on me on the live today. Shout out my brother Marky Dan, D Free, BN Boxing News. Another great show, another great event. Make sure y'all follow me on all socials at B3 Boxing Picks. Subscribe to the YouTube, B3 Picks TV. Make sure y'all check out the content, like and share the content. Also, do me a favor. Join the membership. B3boxingpicks.com. Check out my website. We locking in. We got Claressa Shields by stoppage today. I'm giving that out to the people. But we about to get this money. Make sure y'all tap in. God bless and let's go green.
Big VA. Shout out London. NA, let's get it. She loved me for my sex appeal. I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She loved me for my sex appeal. So much game, I can get T.O. chill. October, we in Saudi still. Hold that 11 mil and run it up. Tank toe turkey to double its stuff. Any fight costs a few more bucks. Need a KO, just say so. A-side dirty ball, kick him to the flow. Breadman said hit him low. Ryan took Usher and he could've said no. And I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She loved me for my sex appeal. And I've been cashing it and flipping it like Katie. Out New England, still winning like Brady. To be great, Heidi, yeah, it's no baby. Shout out Sarah Bailey. And I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She loved me for my sex appeal. And I can rip a beat like a bong. She pretty, petite, in a thong. Everything she do sweet like the bomb. She served me Dawn. No pimp, Juan. Been getting bread, non. I always ball, Bron. Never leaving the UK, Hassan. And I've been popping it and whipping it for real. I walk it like I talk it, that's a deal. Turn a dream to reality, bill. Run up 100 and some dunks, will. She loved me for my sex appeal. She loved me for my sex appeal. Yeah, picks.